So we continue with market research. Today we want to talk about secondary research. We did primary research, which is first-hand research, that you get the information first-hand from the field. You get information maybe through questionnaire, through face-to-face interview, telephone call, telephone conversation. These are primary research. But when it comes to secondary research are research that this is a kind of research that it is not first-hand, it's a desk research. Someone has done the research and you are having the information, not first-hand anymore. You're not the one that did the research. Someone has done the research. It could be internal, maybe the company has some past information that you need to use right now. That's the secondary research. That's what we call it, desk. So the information has been gathered before you. So you are just to use those information. That's the secondary. But let's read anyway. Secondary research. Are you there, please? Secondary research. A secondary research or desk research involves the collection of secondary data. This is information that already exists in some form. It can be internal data from records within the business or external data from sources outside the business. So this information, this data that we are collecting are not, those data are not from you. You are not the source of the data. Someone was the source. Some people have done the research, but you are using it. That is secondary. If it's about information within your business, within your organization, maybe sales record of the past, maybe customer records of the past, these are internal secondary research. But if it's from outside of the business, it is external. So we go on to methods now. Methods of secondary research. The first method here is websites. You know what websites is, right? Okay. So it said the business can carry out secondary research by gathering data from the websites of rivals. By analyzing the websites of competitors, a wide range of information can be gathered very easily and cheaply. So you can, as a business, you have competitors. Those that do the same business as you do. Those that are fighting for the same customers as you are fighting for. So you have the same customer, you are fighting for the same customers, right? So you could get information about those business, your competitors, through their websites. So you want to know more about your competitors. You can, because their website is accessible. You can access it. As a result, you can gather information from there. Those information can be useful for you as a business. You get it? You have your own company. Maybe you are a school. You need to know more about other schools. You can get information. You can know more about other schools through their website. So sourcing information from your competitor's website is a secondary data, and it's external. Do you get the point there?
Yes.
For example, here they said, for example, information about prices charged, product ranges, delivery terms, payment terms, store locations, details of special offers and useful links that might provide you even more information. A business might also use comparison websites to identify the cheapest suppliers in the market. So not only when you need to get information or gather information about your competitors that you need to check the website. You can also, for your suppliers, because it's business to business, B2B, you might need suppliers to supply you certain products. So instead of just sticking to one supplier, you could check different suppliers' websites to compare. That is comparison website. So you want to buy a product, you want to order for products. So instead of just ordering the product from business A, you can check supplier A, supplier B, supplier C, supplier D through their website. Then you find the cheapest of all, the one that is more favorable. Do you get what I'm saying here? So what I'm saying in essence is that you can, not only when you need to get information about your competitors, that you check to their website. Also, you can use comparison websites to confirm, to check your suppliers, which ones are giving you a better option, then you can buy from them. So it is still part of supply. I think it's clear.
Yes.
That is for website. Another form of secondary research is the social media. We know the social media, the Twitter, the Facebook, the Instagram, TikTok, and the rest. I'm going to read anyway. Few businesses can afford to neglect the role social media can play in marketing. An increasing number of businesses make use of social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, blogs, and coupon sites. Social media can provide a cost-effective and in-depth tool for gaining insight into a firm's customers, market, brand appearance, and other important market research aspects. So for social media, with social media, you can't underestimate the value that social media could bring to your business. So as a business, you should often use social media because that is the trend. So you could use website, or you could use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, blogs. It allows you to gain insight to what customers feel about your product. because they are always the comment section. They talk about your product, they talk about your service. So you gain insight on customers, what they are saying about your product. You gain insight about how the perception of people towards your brand, what position you are as a business. Through Facebook, Twitter, you can get to know these things. Because when you post something about your brand, you get to receive different comments. So if the comments are favorable, if the comments are positive, it means your business is doing well. Yes. Do you understand? So that's about social media. You cannot underestimate the value it could bring to a business. So most of businesses, their marketing strategy is through social media because that's the latest trend. I think it's clear. Is it clear, please?
Yes, Mr.
The third one, television and radio. Are you there? Are you there, please?
Yes.
Okay, but before we go there, they said we talked about the advantages of social media here. So what are the advantages of social media? One, broad reach. It can reach millions of people all around the world. One of the first advantages of social media is that it has a large reach. It could reach large numbers of people. Yes. My YouTube I have subscribers from UK, I have viewers from UK, I have viewers from Bangladesh, from Sri Lanka, from Kenya, from Dubai and the West. So with social media, you could reach a large number of viewers. You could go anywhere around the world. They could see your product, they could see your service around the world. That's a broad reach. Two, ability to target. Social media allows specific groups of people to be targeted. With social media, if you want to use Facebook, Facebook is for the middle age, like from 40 or 30 above. So look at schools. When schools want to target students, they target their parents. And what do? They use the Facebook. Because mostly the parents are always on Facebook. But if it's information about the teenagers, about the students themselves, they could use TikTok, they could use Instagram. Do you understand? So with social media, you can set a target. You can reach the target that you really wanted as a business. That's the point there. The third one, free or low cost. Simply, the use of social media may be free for businesses and paid options are usually cheap. So Facebook, you can just log in and post. Yes. Except if you want to, maybe you want to sponsor it to reach a lot of large numbers of, but it's easy for you to just post. It's cheaper for you to just post, and some people will you can gather traffic even without sponsoring. So that's about social media. Personal. It allows communication on a personal basis with individual customers or groups. With social media, because look at the Facebook, there's a messenger. Each social media platform has its own messenger. So that means you can direct message people. Direct message, DM. You can DM people. So it means it can also it can offer you a personal communication way or direct communication way. I think it's clear. And when you have that, it means direct communication or direct messaging means you can actually deal with your customer, and the customer can actually access the business or the representative of the business. I think it's clear. Fast. Information can be collected very quickly from large numbers of people. With social media, with Facebook, Instagram, or these platforms, you can gather information immediately. A lot of comments, through those comments, you can skim them and gather information. That's social media. And the last one, easy. High-level IT skills and complex equipment are not needed. Social media doesn't need high technology anymore. With your phone, you can get it done. So it is easy. Any question about that? So that's about the importance of social media. So the next secondary data is newspapers and magazines. Some businesses may be able to use written information printed in newspapers and magazines as a source of market research data. For example, a small business might use a local newspaper to help access. Are you there? No. Where are you? Not there.
No,
Okay. To help assess the strengths of competition in the market. This might be done by analyzing the small ads placed by rival firms. Some magazines carry out surveys among their readership, which might be useful. For example, a survey that explores page 23, please. A survey that explores the way readers spend their leisure time might provide useful information for a business operating a fitness center. So, newspapers and magazines, businesses could, advertise their products, their service through newspapers, through journals, through magazines, specialist magazines. So these, because people would read. People read newspapers. People they read journals. There are specialist magazines that businesses could use. So with newspapers and magazines, you will be able to gather information and people will be able to reach you, at least know more about what you do, know more about your service. And they made mention of survey here. Magazines, they use survey, like surveys to see how many people does this, how many people do that.
Yes.
So this gives businesses insight on what they need to produce or provide in terms of customer. So that's about newspaper and magazine. Then we have the next one, which is television and radio. Are you there? For television and radio, programs broadcast on television and radio may provide useful data for some businesses. For example, documentaries about business, industry, the economy, and people's behavior might be helpful. There may be some specialist channels that can provide very specific information. For example, shopping channels might be used to help analyze the products of competitors. Also, a business might be able to analyze the adverts. Are you there, please?
Yes.
The adverts used on television and radio to help gather information about rival products and marketing methods. Television and radio could also be a very good link that you can use to understand, to gain more information or insight about your competitors. With television videos, your competitors will advertise through television, your competitors will do advertisements through radio stations. So you listen to it, you view it. That gives you, an insight about how your competitors do their own advertisement, how your competitors advertise through radio, what the price your competitors are selling. So these are information that can also help you as a business. So because it is accessible, everybody can. You can watch, anybody can watch. Your representatives can watch. So that means they can gain insight on how your competitors are doing their advertisement, what prices you sell, what products are they providing, or are they launching, and all this information you can get them, and they are still secondary data. And the last one here is reports. When we talk about reports they are published. They are information that are gathered and they are being published by a reporter. They said the reports published by a wide range of organizations might be used to gather secondary data. In many countries, the government is likely to publish data that could be used by businesses. For example, statistical reports may be available free of charge to any business and contain information such as. So when we talk about statistical reports, basically these are from government parastatals, the ministry. So as a new school, maybe you are starting up a new school, you need more information about how things work within the educational industry. You could go to the Ministry of Education, the foreign department. They have reports about schools, about events of the past. Those things can be useful to you. You can have access to them. So these are statistical data, and they are carried out by mostly government, and they are cheap. Unlike you trying to figure out or trying to come up with your own analysis or gathering your own information. Yes. Government has done its desk. It is there for you to have access to. At least you could be able to gain insight on what happens within the educational industry, and you can use them. So they said information that you can gather are one, relatively size of the primary, secondary, and tertiary sector. With statistical data, you can understand the size of the primary sector, which is agriculture, fishing, forestry, and the secondary, construction, computer accessories, motor gathering, motor automation, and the rest. You can get them. And tertiary sector, you can know more about banking, banks, education, tourism, and the rest. You can get these things through reports. Number of people in different age groups. You can also have information about different age groups in the society, income levels in different regions and countries. You can also have data about the income level, the middle class, the lower class, the upper class. You can gather information about their level of income. Spending pattern in different regions or countries. What customers spend on. Customer behavior regarding spending in different regions. Oh, Tripoli, what do they spend on? Oh, in Benghazi, what do they really spend on? What do they really have interest in buying? So you can gather information from the statistical data. Value of output in different industries. So with statistical data, you can value the amount of money, the amount of money spent to produce in the second in the educational industry, the amount of money spent in the banking industry, the amount of money spent in the transportational industry. All this information you can gather, you can get them through the statistical data because it's provided by government. Methods of transport used by people traveling to work. So you can also, if you need information about how people go to work, you can also get those things from statistical data. They are all secondary. So for secondary data, it simply means that you are gathering information of things in the past that could be useful for the present. That's about secondary data. Any question about secondary data or secondary research? Any question? Any question, please? So that ends secondary research.